So what's going to happen? If we actually incur $125 of labor, direct labor costs, if we move $125 over here in direct labor costs, then we're going to move over 125 times 10, 1250 of overhead, because we're going to have taken that 125 and multiplied it by 10 and moved over in total $1,250 of overhead costs. We're going to incur, though, $1,000 of actual expenses. We said we were off on how much labor we incurred, not on the total amount of actual overhead costs that we incur. So when this happens, we're going to end up with a $250 credit balance in the overhead account. Well, what does that mean? It means that we moved over too much into the work in process account. So work in process is going to have a balance that's $250 higher than it ought to have, and when those goods are finished goods will have a balance that's $250 higher than it should be, and when those goods are sold, cost of goods sold is going to have a balance that's $250 higher than it ought to be. So to fix this, we eliminate the overhead balance by putting a debit of $250 in overhead, and we're going to credit cost of goods sold by $250 to reduce the cost that we're showing. Because we applied more cost than we actually incurred, if we didn't do this, cost of goods sold would look higher than it actually was. Traditionally, this is how we've allocated overhead, is based on direct labor, either direct labor dollars, that is the cost of direct labor, or on the number of hours.